everything changes with a single decision. Not the kind made when life is comfortable, but the one made in the quiet, honest moments. Life doesn't shift the day a bonus arrives or when the economy turns. Change begins the moment a person decides that earning potential is personal responsibility. No more waiting for better luck, a better boss, or the right conditions. Income doesn't rise by chance, it rises by choice. It's tempting to hold on to that old list. Reasons, excuses, justifications. Why didn't things improve? The company didn't notice potential. The market was too rough. Support was missing. Those stories are easy to tell, but as long as conditions take the blame, the future remains out of reach. Trading in that list for a mirror changes everything. Conditions lose their power the moment responsibility is claimed. The architect's pen is now in hand, sketching out new possibilities for earning, limited only by the vision and effort invested. Responsibility never feels comfortable. It asks difficult questions. What could be done right now to build capacity? Which skill could be sharpened? Which habit improved? Which mindset shifted? When circumstances are no longer in charge, the ability to shape income returns, steady and sure. The real breakthrough comes not from asking why things don't get better, but by asking, when will improvement start within? That's the true starting line. That's the decision that changes everything. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to imagine what happens when blame is set down for good. Excuses are traded for action. Complaints swapped for commitment. Income doesn't rise by accident, but it rises by deliberate choice, and that choice belongs to each person willing to make it. That decision opens the door. It's the foundation for every other habit that shapes a future. A fortune can't be built on a foundation of blame. No one rises while weighed down by excuses. But with responsibility as the cornerstone, new habits become possible. Habits that lead to real rewards. And that right here is where the journey begins. Now, once the decision is made to take charge, the journey turns to growth. It's easy to wish for higher income. Many dream of bigger numbers, but few connect those numbers to personal development. Here's the truth. Income seldom exceeds personal growth. The marketplace isn't fooled for long. Skills and wisdom set the ceiling. And it's up to each individual to push that ceiling higher. Think about it. A person who earns more has become more, not just by luck, but by learning. The books read, the conversations had, the lessons gathered from mistakes. These are the bricks in the foundation of greater income. So here we go. Habit number 1, study daily. The habit is simple, but the rewards are extraordinary. Pick up a book, business, philosophy, biographies. Sit down with someone wiser. Listen, ask questions. Every new idea stretches the mind a little further, and every lesson absorbed becomes a tool for future earning. But learning isn't just about what's in books or taught by teachers. Life itself is a university. Mistakes become the tuition. Each time something goes wrong, there's a lesson hiding in the mess, an idea waiting to be discovered, a principle to carry forward. Wise is the person who turns adversity into education. Of course, information alone doesn't move the needle. A head full of theory won't pay the rent. Knowledge is potential income, waiting to be set in motion. The habit is not just to gather information, but to apply it, to take what's learned and weave it into action, decision, and result. Those who commit to learning day after day expand their earning power in ways that surprise even themselves. An hour invested each day turns into years of experience gathered in months. In a world where things change quickly, this habit becomes an unfair advantage. The mind, kept sharp and fresh, becomes a magnet for opportunity. Ask, what's one thing to learn today that could make a difference tomorrow? Where can new insight be found? Who holds the perspective that might spark a breakthrough? Every day spent learning becomes another brick in the wall of success. Soon, the gap between what's earned and what's possible begins to close. And when learning becomes a habit, steady, unshakable, the path to greater income grows wide and clear. The best investment is always the investment made in self. Income grows to meet the level of skill, knowledge, and understanding developed over time. That's the secret hiding in plain sight. As a person grows, so does the reward. Learning opens the mind, but disciplined action opens the doors. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new ideas. A seminar here, a book there, a conversation that sparks a vision for a better life. But ideas alone don't change bank balances. It's what happens after inspiration that counts. The marketplace pays for execution, not intention. And that's habit number 2, taking disciplined action. Because everyone has plans, dreams, and strategies scribbled in a notebook or stored in the back of the mind. The difference is always discipline. Discipline turns goals into results, wishes into achievements. It's the simple power of showing up. It's not just about starting, but about continuing, day in, day out, when it's easy, and especially when it isn't. The small act done every day becomes the big win. Everyone notices years later. The person who exercises discipline is the one who stays in the game long enough for opportunity to arrive. Discipline is what will actually turn your goals into accomplishment. There's no mystery to it. Set the alarm, rise early, stick to the plan. And you do that throughout the day. You make the call, send the note, follow up when it feels awkward, finish what's been started. Even on days when motivation is nowhere to be found, discipline stands in its place, steady and reliable. So, how do you start building discipline? You start small. Promise to do a little and then do it. Build the muscle of follow-through with tiny actions. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes a daily habit. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about completion. Not every effort will be flawless. Some projects won't work out. But a disciplined person finishes what is started, learns from the process, and grows stronger with each round. There's honor in completion, even if the outcome isn't as grand as first imagined. Think of those who move ahead in any field. Their talent may be ordinary, their background unremarkable, but their discipline stands out. They do what needs to be done long after the excitement fades. That's what builds trust with customers, colleagues, and most of all, with oneself. Consider what could happen if every idea received a plan and every plan received action. The number of unfinished dreams would shrink. The list of accomplishments would grow. Income would begin to reflect not just the quantity of ideas, but the quality of disciplined action taken each day. In the end, it isn't the most brilliant or the most connected who rise the highest. It's those who act, persist, and finish what they start. The world rewards discipline, not loudly, but consistently. And discipline alone isn't enough. You see, discipline turns intention into progress, but value is what turns effort into reward. And that's the third habit, and maybe the most important habit in terms of deciding your income, creating value. Because in the marketplace, money always follows value, never the other way around. That simple rule explains why some move ahead while others fall behind, even when both appear to work just as hard. The world doesn't pay for effort alone. It pays for solutions, for service, for the ability to see beyond a job description and into the needs of others. Every problem solved is a new avenue for income. Every life improved. Every business made smoother. Every customer who feels truly served, that's where value lives. Busy doesn't always mean valuable. It's possible to fill a calendar, check every box, and still wonder why the numbers don't move. The secret is to stop asking, how can I get paid more? And start asking, how can I become more valuable? The marketplace rewards contribution, not just hours logged. Look around any successful organization, and the difference shows. Those who rise are those who make things better. They think, how can this process be improved? How can this customer's day be made easier? What unique gift or skill can be brought to the table that nobody else offers? Quite the same way. Sometimes, value is created by going the extra mile, delivering a little more than was promised, staying a little later, bringing a little more energy. Other times, it's about creative thinking, seeing a gap and stepping in to fill it. The best opportunities are often invisible until someone with a value-driven mind uncovers them. Of course, value isn't just about grand gestures. It's found in the details. A kind word, a handwritten note, a reliable handshake. Consistently showing up with integrity, bringing a spirit of service, making things easier for those around. These are small things, but over time, they add up to a reputation that money can't buy. One way to gauge true value is to ask, if the position vanished tomorrow, would people notice? Would clients or colleagues miss the service provided? When the answer is yes, value has been created. When the answer is no, it's time to dig deeper, to serve better, to solve more pressing problems. Earning more isn't about demanding more from the world. It's about delivering more to it. The more value that's brought to the table, the more opportunities open up. Promotions, referrals, clients, partnerships. The income reflects not just hard work, but smart contribution. Remember, money is a measure, not a goal. It's a reflection of the value consistently brought to others. Focus on becoming the kind of person the marketplace can't do without. And income will rise to meet that new level of contribution. Value brings reward, but even the most valuable contribution is lost without direction. That's where the fourth habit come into play. Planning and tracking. A friend of mine would always say, you can't improve what you don't measure. How true that is, especially with income. So you have to keep track of these things and plan your life to adjust. You see, the habit of planning gives each day a purpose and each dollar a destination. Without a plan, effort scatters. Results become a matter of luck. The person who takes time to chart a course, setting goals, outlining steps, scheduling priorities, moves from hope to certainty. A clear plan is a quiet kind of power, allowing focus on what truly matters instead of reacting to whatever comes along. Tracking turns plans into reality. Imagine running a business without knowing the numbers. Many people do exactly that with their personal finances. Money comes in, money goes out, and at the end of the month, there's more confusion than clarity. The habit is to pay attention, track income, track expenses, track progress toward goals. Review the numbers weekly, not once a year, not just at tax time, but as a regular practice. That review doesn't have to be complicated. A notepad, a spreadsheet, a simple ledger will do. The point is awareness. When numbers are tracked, patterns appear. Leaks are found. Strengths are spotted. It becomes obvious where to tighten up and where to push harder. Planning and tracking can also get your sparks going. Each milestone achieved, each improvement measured, is fuel to keep going. Progress becomes visible. Wins are recorded. Even setbacks become lessons instead of mysteries. With a plan in hand and progress under review, the future becomes something to shape, not something to fear. Some believe financial awareness is only for the wealthy, but it's the habit that creates wealth in the first place. A small surplus, noticed and kept, grows. An expense, spotted and trimmed, makes room for greater opportunity. Discipline in planning and tracking is how fortunes, large and small, are built. If a journey is going to be successful, the map and the compass are essential. In the same way, if income is to grow, the plan and the numbers must be close at hand. Clarity replaces confusion. Action replaces hesitation. Every financial leap begins with a small step of attention. One plan, one number, one honest review at a time. The habit of planning and tracking lays the foundation for everything that follows. It's a discipline, yes, but it's also an invitation to take charge, to notice, to improve. So let the numbers tell their story. Let the plan guide each day. Then watch as financial strength grows. Quietly, steadily, one measured step at a time. But earning is only the beginning. Many learn, sometimes the hard way, that wealth isn't built by what comes in, but by what stays and grows. So the fifth habit I want to talk about today is saving and investing. Because some of us see income as a river flowing fast. Money comes in and just as quickly, it disappears downstream. But the wise build reservoirs. They capture a portion, set it aside, and let it multiply. The simple act of saving a portion of every dollar, no matter how small, changes everything over time. It's the mark of someone who respects not only earning, but also the stewardship of those earnings. Saving is more than money in the bank. It's peace of mind. It's the ability to weather storms and seize opportunities. It's knowing there's something set aside for the future, for family, for that sudden chance that comes once in a lifetime. But saving is only half the equation. Dollars stored away quietly lose value if left untouched. That's where investing steps in. Let the money join the workforce. Send each dollar out with instructions. Grow, multiply, bring back friends. Wise investments, whether in a business, property, skills, or sound financial vehicles, are how fortunes are built, not just preserved. Some hesitate, thinking it takes a fortune to begin, but that's not true. The smallest amounts, put to work early and often, gather momentum. The magic of compounding begins quietly, but over the years, it becomes a powerful engine for wealth. It's not timing the market that matters most, but time in the market, consistency, patience, and a willingness to keep going, even when results take time to appear. Saving and investing require discipline, of course. The world offers 1,000 temptations to spend every dollar earned. The habit is to pause, to think twice, to let long-term vision outrun short-term desire. Each dollar saved is a vote for the future, a declaration that tomorrow matters as much as today. Financial freedom isn't an accident. It's built brick by brick, habit by habit, dollar by dollar. The foundation is steady saving. The structure is wise investing. And the result is not just more money, but more options, more security, and more ability to contribute. So let each earned dollar go to work instead of disappearing through spending. With the habits of saving and investing in place, income becomes the starting point, not the finish line. And income rarely stands alone. It often reflects the company kept. Every circle carries a quiet influence, shaping ambition, attitude, and belief. The habit of association is one of the strongest forces at work, determining not only what is earned, but who a person becomes along the way. Look at those who rise. It isn't always the smartest or the hardest working. Often it's those who spend their time with people who think bigger, who challenge old limits, who set a standard just a little higher than what felt comfortable before. I'm telling you, association shapes possibility. That means if you spend time around those who settle, who complain, who resist change, then soon those habits become familiar. But seek out those who push, who dream, who expect more, not only of themselves, but of everyone around them. And a new kind of growth begins. Minds stretch, goals expand, and suddenly, old barriers seem less intimidating. It's worth asking, who fills the inner circle? Who sparks new ideas? Who raises the bar? Sometimes growing income means growing relationships, finding mentors, allies, and peers who model the results that are desired. No one climbs alone. Even the most independent journey is affected by the voices allowed closest. The habit is intentional association. Attend gatherings where ambition is in the air. Have conversations that challenge assumptions. Share goals with those who will cheer progress and question excuses. The right company doesn't just support, it provokes, stretches, and inspires. Occasionally, association requires tough choices. Some relationships pull forward, while others hold back. It's not about abandoning old friends or judging those on a different path, but about being honest with influence. Energy, belief, and vision are contagious. Choose the source wisely. Income rises to match the expectations of the closest circle. Surround yourself with possibility, and new opportunities appear. Stay close to those who settle, and the ceiling remains low. The habit of association is an open invitation to step into bigger rooms, to engage in higher level conversations, to let proximity expand potential. The path to greater earning power is never walked alone. It unfolds among people who draw out your best, who expect more, and who live as proof of what's possible. Choose that company carefully, because the future has a way of taking on the shape of those you walk with. And as the journey continues, it rises to a higher level through the habit of teaching and sharing. Many assume success is a solitary climb, something to be protected once it's reached. But prosperity at its highest level expands when it's passed on. Teaching what you've learned turns knowledge into mastery and influence into legacy. And that's the seventh habit that is directly tied to and can determine your level of income: teaching and sharing. Because let me tell you something. Teaching isn't about standing in front of a classroom. It happens over coffee, during conversations, through simple acts of encouragement, or by offering a lesson learned from experience. Sharing wisdom isn't reserved for experts. Anyone who's made progress, overcome a challenge, or found a better way has something valuable to offer. When an insight is taught, it becomes clearer. Explaining a concept forces understanding to deepen. Suddenly, the pieces fall into place. Gaps in knowledge become obvious, and those gaps invite growth. It's a powerful cycle. Teach, learn, grow, repeat. Mastery is born in the sharing. Influence naturally follows. The more a person gives away, the larger the circle of impact. People listen to those who help them grow. Doors open, networks widen, and opportunities multiply for those who freely offer value to others. There's another benefit. Teaching is the best way to solidify learning. When someone tries to explain a principle or guide another through a process, it becomes clear where true understanding lives and where more work is needed. The act of giving sharpens the mind, strengthens recall, and fuels confidence. Income, too, reflects this habit. The marketplace values those who lift others, who become a resource, a guide, a source of encouragement and solution. Prosperity follows those who make others prosperous. Share what's been learned, and not only is the community enriched, but so is the one who teaches. So ask yourself, who could benefit from a lesson learned today? Who might move faster, avoid a pitfall, or see a bigger picture because of something shared. Each day offers a new chance to teach, to give back, to multiply value. In the end, success measured only by personal gain is a shallow victory. Real prosperity, lasting, meaningful, and fulfilling, expands as it's shared. The habit of teaching and giving leaves its mark, not just on a balance sheet, but on every life it reaches. And here's what I want you to leave with here today. I want you to leave knowing that the true prize isn't the money earned, but the person formed in the process of earning it. Income is a temporary guest. It can rise, fall, and disappear altogether. But the character, discipline, wisdom, and strength built along the way remain long after any paycheck is spent. Money may open doors, but it's the person of value who walks through them. The habit of growing, contributing, planning, saving, investing, associating wisely, and sharing knowledge does more than increase income. It transforms a life from the inside out. The greatest reward is not found in the bank, but in the mirror. When someone commits to these habits, the future changes, not just financially, but personally. Confidence rises, resilience grows. The world's challenges no longer look so intimidating because the foundation inside is strong. Consider what happens when these habits are lived day in and day out. The ability to adapt increases. Opportunities